Trump has signed an executive order that he says will prevent voter fraud, and it could have an impact on elections in Oregon and Washington.
Joe Vithayathil is live in studio. So, Joe, talk us through this executive order. It has several different requirements.
It does, Shauna, yeah. So the president issued this executive order Tuesday, and it requires documentary proof of citizenship to vote in federal elections. It also demands that all ballots should be received by Election Day, which runs counter to how elections are currently run in Oregon and Washington. These two requirements, and there are others, but these two in particular have raised concerns of voter disenfranchisement and overreach from the federal government. In regard to the ID requirement, you could show your passport, birth certificate, or qualifying state or federal photo ID to vote. Otherwise, you would need proof that complies with the Real ID Act of 2005. But a 2023 report by the Brennan Center for Justice estimates that 9% of U.S. citizens of voting age, or about 21 million people, do not have proof of citizenship readily available. And voter advocacy groups say legal voters without those citizenship IDs will be prevented from voting. Then there is the issue of having votes in by Election Day. The order aims to require votes be cast and received by Election Day and says federal funding should be conditional on state compliance. But 18 states allow for mail-in voting. In Oregon, a ballot can be counted up to a week after the election as long as it is postmarked by Election Day. In Washington, there is no explicit deadline as long as the ballot is postmarked before Election Day. Now, because the Constitution gives the states authority to conduct their own elections, the executive order uses federal funding as leverage to make sure that states comply. The president had this to say as he signed the executive order.
This country is so sick because of the election and fake elections and the bad elections, and we're going to straighten it out one way or the other.
Now, the order is getting some pushback from election officials in a number of states. Oregon Secretary of State Tobias Read posted this statement on X, quote, he writes, "It is every American citizen's right to hold politicians accountable at the ballot box. This executive order is a threat to that right and a threat to our responsibility as states to run fair, secure elections." While Congress does have the power to regulate voting and has done so with laws such as the Voting Rights Act, the Constitution does make clear that states have primary authority to set the times, places, and manner for elections. This new executive order is expected to face some legal challenges, although none have been announced yet. Kim and Shauna, back to you.